Okay. All right, everybody, we are going to get started. So welcome. First thing is this is going to be recorded so everyone knows. Then if you have any questions on anything that's going on, please go to the chat. So we are pleased to welcome Karen Carr, and I am going to read a little bio about Ms. Carr. So Karen Carr is the Program Representative, Bureau of Savings Programs with the Pennsylvania Treasurer Department. Karen Carr is an outreach specialist for the Bureau, which includes the Pennsylvania 529 College Saving Program, the PA Able Savings Program, the Keystone Baby Scholars Program, and the newest program, PA Save/Fund My Future. As an outreach specialist, she works across the Commonwealth to promote these programs to businesses, advocacy groups, healthcare, schools, and other organizations to help them understand the importance of saving for a loved one. Prior to Ms. Carr being a program representative, she served as the Southeast Region Officer Manager for the PA State Treasury. Before that, she was a marketing representative for the INVEST program, which is a Treasury Department program where she marketed investment pools to government entities and nonprofit organizations across the Commonwealth. Previous to that, she was the Director of Programs for the Eastern Technology Council, a business networking organization that helped to promote technology in the area. Ms. Carr also worked as a social service coordinator and a residential program supervisor for Devereaux, a national behavioral health care provider. Ms. Carr has more than 11 years of state government experience and has worked for 4 state treasurers. In addition to 9 years in private industry and 20 years of providing effective interventions for people living with emotional, behavior, or cognitive differences. She's a graduate of Penn State, woohoo, with a behavior science degree in gerontology and human development. Ms. Carr is married and the mother of 2 grown sons and resides in Chester County, PA. And fun fact about Ms. Carr is her father was a member of the Phoenixville Kiwanis Club. So welcome, Ms. Carr.
I'm showing my father's pin. I'm very proud, very proud. And I have this, I'm not sure what it is, but my father has passed, but I'm very proud.
Is that a Heroes Award?
It's a Heroes Award.
Awesome. Okay,
Yeah.
Ms. Carr, I'm going to make you host so you can go and share your screen.
Okay, thank you. Can you see my screen with my Zoom on there? See this now?
Yep, we're good.
Fabulous, wonderful. All right, everyone. As you can see, I'm with the Pennsylvania Treasury, and who would think that what we do is help people build a better future for Pennsylvania, but it is what we do indeed. I'm going to see if I can, this is me back a few years ago. I'm an outreach specialist and a proud Kiwanian. Well, I'm not a Kiwanian, but I feel like it's in my blood. As a representative of the Treasury, I'm very, very happy to be here today with U.S. Kiwanis members. Of course, I'm very proud of everything that you do. We're really, I feel as though that I help people as part of the Treasury, but that you really help your communities. And I'm so grateful for the work that you do. I just wanted to share that with you at the beginning. I was hoping that for just a minute, people could unmute themselves and just let me know what they were looking to get out of today's presentation so that I can really tailor it to your needs. Is that okay? Can we do that? You'd have to unmute yourself so I can hear.
Hi, good morning. Jackie from the Wyoming Area Club. I have a 17-year-old and a 13-year-old daughter, so I'm interested personally, but also we work very close with all the different groups in our school. And it'd be great to be able to give parents advice in the Builders Club, the Key Club, and in our younger clubs.
Jackie, thank you for that. I'm really, really glad that you gave that information. Thank you so much. Let me see if we can get James or Jason as well. Thank you. We have a few
This
other.
is Jason, and I'm from the Pennsylvania Equines Club and Southampton Club. But anyway, my main purpose is while I don't have kids, I have a lot of friends who do. So I felt that this was a good thing, so that one, I could pass that information on to them, because some of them may not know some of these things that they can do for their children, and help them out.
Absolutely. Yeah. Okay. Great. Great. We can hit on those topics for sure. Thank you, Jason. How about, is Mike there, or Randy, or Bob?
Well, this is Mike Ebert from the Greater Reading Berks County Club. And really, I'm just here to get an education.
Okay.
My children are grown and out of the house, so now the grandchildren are coming.
Exactly. And that's what I'm doing. I'm saving in a 529 for grandchildren already, and I don't have any. Great. No, it's always great to get to know more about these things. Thank you, Mike. How about Randy?
Yeah, I was going to say that our Meadville Golden K Club, and our biggest project is working with our Key Club. So wanted to see if there's anything that we could pass on to those. But I also have 6 grandchildren, and starting to think about that. So similar to what everyone else is saying, but I like the first one that said giving information even lower, like the Builders Club and the younger clubs. It's a great way to get them thinking about their future. And that's something, as Kiwanians, we should be helping them do. So I think that's a good idea.
Yeah. Thank you, Randy. Thank you so much. And I believe we have Bob left, right? If Bob's there. Okay. Well, Bob might be shy.
Bob says he doesn't have a microphone.
Oh, let me see.
But he's writing the question in chat, I think.
Okay, and I can't see the chat, but let's see if we can see what his questions or comments are. Yeah, this is a whole new ball game, right? Okay, let me see.
He's saying that he doesn't have a microphone. He's also asking, what if you decide not to go to college and you have money in a 529? That's his question.
That is a great question. Yeah. Okay. So it's good to know the questions up front, and I'll try to address those as we go along. Okay. So let's get moving so that we're not left with no time at the end to answer your questions. Okay. Thank you so much, everybody. I really appreciate it. All right. So let's go ahead and move. As one of you said, education, really, you said this already, gives you the power to improve your life in so many ways. It can open doors to so many new possibilities for yourselves and your children, your communities. It gives your communities and your families the tools and the confidence that they're going to need to succeed. And it provides you with a roadmap for this more secure future that we all need, right? Sometimes I answer the phones as a customer service specialist. We help out sometimes during the really busy times. And every single family, I am not telling you, there's not one person who isn't happy that they didn't open one of these Pennsylvania 529s and save for their children. It doesn't matter how much they had in there or how late they started, how early they started, they are so happy. And they're just, I'm sorry. They're really amazed at how their contributions grew over time. And that this is statistically true. Sorry about that. Children who know that they have a sum of money saved for their future, they do better in school, and they have a higher expectation of continuing their education after 12th grade. So we really at the Treasury believe in what you do and what we all do to help education, with education and promoting it. And we want to start them out on the path to success as early as we possibly can. So I'm going to talk about some programs that are going to help with that. We're going to talk today about the 529 plan, the PA 529 plan, the Keystone Scholars Plan, and just one little slide about Pennsylvania ABLE. So the 529 College and Career Savings Program is a tax advantage way to save and pay for future education expenses. The Keystone Scholars Program provides $100. And I just finished telling Alicia about this. She helped us get set up because she has a friend who just had a baby. It's $100 for newborns to be used for higher education expenses 18 years from the time that they're born. And there's a bonus program called the Pennsylvania Savings Pledge. I didn't mention that earlier, but we're going to talk about that as well. I'm also going to have the brief mention of PA ABLE, as I said. What ABLE does, by the way, let's go back one slide. ABLE, in particular, is a program specifically for people with disabilities to be able to save and maintain their government benefits. Very important. So Keystone Scholars, we'll talk about this first. This is available for every baby born 2019 and forward. It already exists for them, but they have to claim it. The purpose behind this, the legislature in Pennsylvania started this at the treasurer's behest. He put it all together. The purpose was to help new moms and dads start thinking about saving and actually saving for their baby's education as early as possible, because we know that savings adds up over time. It's never too late, but it's nice to start earlier. Research shows that the value of having one of these child savings accounts really adds benefits to the children and their families. So we started this program. It's a get started deposit. It's in your child's name, so it belongs to the child. Newborns automatically qualify at birth. I'm going to show you in a minute how they can sign up, but you can also help us as Kiwanis members by getting the word out to parents about this, because they don't know about it. So if in your clubs you want me to come and present, or any of us that are outreach specialists, we are very happy. It's a 15-minute slideshow. We can do that for them, or we can send you materials that you could post on any websites that you might have. We can provide you with materials. We really like to get this word out. This $100 is invested for these babies. Like I said, it's automatic, but the parents have to claim it. And I'll show you how to do that. And it's invested for 18 years, so they'll be able to claim it. They will have to have a 529 at some point to unlock it, to be able to claim the money, but they'll be able to get that money out and then use it. One of the things that's beautiful about this program is that by signing up for this, families are going to get reminders from us. They're going to get reminders that to keep saving. So it's just like a little bit of a thing. There's so many things going on every day that families aren't thinking about because they're so busy with day-to-day things, but this is going to help them remember. So let me show you how this works on the next slide. Basically, they're going to go to pa529.com/keystone, and they're going to click on this button, and they're going to be able to register and access their account. Now, if they're expecting or brand new parents, they're going to be able to pre-register. And then about 4 to 6 months after birth, they're going to get a letter from us in the mail with a little code that we get from the from the Department of Human Services, with their Department of Health, with their code. And we're going to send that to them. We're going to mail that to the families, and then they can actually register, and then they can see their account and start to watch it grow. They're just going to need things like their child's date of birth and that little code to get started. They can't add to this account, okay? They can watch this account grow. We invest it for them at the Treasury. They cannot add monies to this account, but they can open up another account, any kind of savings account. But if they want to open a 529, they can open up the 529 and look at the Keystone Scholars at the same time and watch them growing side by side. So we do encourage saving as much as possible. We also have a program available for older children because obviously, I forget who it was that told us earlier, I think it was Jacqueline, who said that she has a 17-year-old. So it's not too late, Jacqueline. You can still sign up for the PA Savings Pledge. It's a new program for all Pennsylvania families. We have partnered with Fund My Future, an organization that it's a raffle, but it's a good way to encourage and consider higher education goals for all children because the Savings Pledge is offered through this partnership. and it's created to encourage more families to start saving for education. It's a raffle where you basically sign up, you take this pledge, it takes 5 seconds, well, a little bit longer than 5 seconds. You go to pa529.com/PA saves, and you'll respond to a brief set of questions, about a minute maybe it takes you. And there's no sign-up fees, there's no hidden costs, and you'll sign up for this pledge. And then step 2 is to open that savings account if you don't already have it open. It's really encouraging people to do this. It doesn't have to be a 529. It can be a savings account in your child's name somewhere else, at a bank or a credit union or something like that. As long as it's for the child, you could do that. And then what you'll do after you take this pledge, you'll start to get emails reminding you to save. And really, you only have to save as little as $10 a month in a 529 or $1 in one of the other accounts. And you'll qualify once you've taken the pledge, and open that account. And if you already have one open, that counts, to get these tickets every month. And that puts you in the raffle program. And as long as you don't withdraw any money during the month, you remain eligible for this. And the raffle ticket, you could potentially win $1,000. So $1,000 would go a long way this day and age to saving for your children's education. You could also win a $50 raffle. And I would love to see a Kiwanis member win this raffle. There are winners every month of $1,000 or $50, several $50. So that's the pledge. Let's go on and talk about the College and Career Savings Program. I'm going to go through this as quickly as I can so that we end on time. And I'm sorry that I have to go through it rather quickly, but I'm always happy to come back and talk about any of these things at another time. And we have great information on our website. We also have videos on our website and webinars that we offer. The New York Times. Let me go back one second because I want to tell you that the New York Times reports that Americans owe almost $2 trillion actually in college debt, an amount that grows every single year. That is a lot of money. And as the older millennials are raising children, and some of you may already be experiencing this, they end up taking out new college loans before ever paying back their own. So saving for college is one of the largest financial decisions you're ever going to make in your life. So we're going to tell you about ways to save through the 529. And if you already have an account, I hope this will be a good recap for you, or if you know other people who do. But if you've been thinking about this and haven't opened one up, it's very easy. And so we're going to go on and we're going to talk about this. The cost of education and other education costs keep rising. This chart is going to show you the projected cost of tuition in 10 and 20 years. It's important to start planning early, as I've said before, and not rely on loans, just as little as possible, because they can really saddle your child with debt for years to come. I know with my own, even after they've earned their degrees, though we had saved, we didn't save enough for everything. It was very expensive. You can see how much it's projected to cost here. It was just not enough. So they had school loans that they had to pay back. But take a good look at this. You start saving now. You have you're a Keystone Scholar. You have $100 saved for you in an account, and then you win that $1,000 raffle. You put that in here. Right now, today, if you win, it would cost you $4,194 to go to community college a year, okay, per year. This is annual. If they were going to school 18 years from now, you're going to be looking at $10,000 for community college, right? I mean, unless legislation changes and they make it free, great. But if they're going to go to the state school or like a Penn State, 55,707.17 a year, 103,644.21 at a private school, and look at Ivy League. So you can see what we're looking at for the future. here's what actually happened over the last 5 years. You would think maybe the state-related colleges like Penn State might go up at the same rate as others, but Ivy League was actually the highest. Community college went up a lot, 16.87. Let's take a quick look here at what you can use these 529 plans that I'm going to talk about for. You can use them for so many things. Your educational expenses at most colleges and universities, plus trade and technical schools and many schools abroad. They can be used for expenses like K through 12 tuition and apprenticeship programs now, your savings in your account. You can also now use them for repayment of student loans. You can see a lifetime limit of $10,000, but we did use this. We had a little bit of money left over in one of the accounts and we used it to pay off that loan because you don't want to be paying that interest on those loans. You'll want to use your savings and your contributions in your 529 plan for qualified expenses that we've identified here, the tuition and mandatory fees. And we're going to go over those qualified things right here on this slide. Higher education expenses that I've mentioned. It's not just tuition, it's the fees, the mandatory fees, room and board. You can pay for on and off campus room and board, required books and supplies, equipment, including computers and computer related expenses. But you want to also remember that you want to use this account for qualified expenses at a qualified institution. Now that's 99% of institutions. How will you know if they're eligible institutions? You can go to www.fasfa.ed.gov. So that's how you can find out. And if they have a school code, they're eligible. Like I said, 99% of all schools. Here's another wonderful thing about the 529s. I really love this. The 529 plans, any of them, but I'm going to talk about the Pennsylvania one today. They were created to give tax savers tax advantages. That's more money back in your pockets. There are terrific earnings and savings vehicle that it's going to just be a wonderful thing. Plus, when you're saving in these, you're sending your child or children a message that you care about them, that you're really, focused on their future. There are numerous other great reasons for holding a 529 account, but I really love these tax pieces. I take advantage of them every year. My children are grown, they've moved on, they live on their own, they've gone to college. I've kept their accounts open. I'm still funding them. I'm still taking the tax advantages, and I'm hoping for grandchildren, or maybe they'll use them, maybe I'll use them. There are a lot of benefits to having these 529 accounts. So using this tax deduction has been a wonderful thing. And it's just, like I said, more money back into your pockets. You pay no taxes on any earnings that you make in this account while it's in the account. And then if you take it out, as long as you use it for your qualified educational expenses, you will not pay any taxes on your earnings portion, on your returns. So it can really add up. It can be a significant amount that you're saving, and that's keeping it in your account. There are no contributions or income restrictions on these plans. We never ask you about your income. Your benefits remain the same at all time. And only PA 529s. Here's some other things to notice. If I'm looking to the side, I apologize because that's where I have my screen. FIA, You Promise, and Sage Tuition Scholars. FIA is a great place to go if you're applying for school grants. That's free money. They do not look at your 529, your earnings in your 529, or any part of your contributions in your 529. They totally disregard that when they're looking at your application for grants and so forth. And it's a great resource. FIA is a great resource. So you could just Google them and you'll find their information. You Promise, you might have seen that at grocery stores. You can buy things. That little bit of money can be tied to your account and go back in. Sage Tuition Scholars, great resource if your children might be considering a private school down the road, or any children are considering that. Sign up for Sage Scholars. It's absolutely free. It doesn't cost you one darn thing. And you could potentially, have a full semester credited back to you and paid for at that school, depending on your contributions. So let's find out more about the two plans in particular. I'm going to talk about the guaranteed savings plan first. I'm going to do an abbreviated overview of the guaranteed plan and the investment plan. With the guaranteed plan, it's a lower risk plan, as you can see here. It's going to help your contributions and your savings keep pace with that rising cost of tuition that we looked at earlier. This can be used in Pennsylvania or out of state, out of country, right? It's not just for Pennsylvania schools, though you will use Pennsylvania schools, and I'll show you that in a minute, 5 average levels to say that. You have to be, there. You'll see in a minute, you have to be a Pennsylvania resident. It's only $10 to open, very low fees. We manage this at the Treasury, and we are more than 130% funded. How many people can say that, right? We are really best in class. The way this works is that if you save now for 1 or 120 credits, your contributions by guaranteed savings plan credits, they're based on what that costs at the actual school level that you're saving at. If you save enough right now today for, say, 12 credits, it doesn't matter what happens in 20 years. You'll still have those 12 credits saved, okay? Because we're going to guarantee that. Well, the fund will guarantee that, the guaranteed savings plan fund. The growth on your contributions, it's based on post-secondary tuition increases at the type of tuition level school that you're going to choose. I'll show you that slide in a minute. Okay, so the growth that you choose, let's say you chose community college, and that community college went up 15% over the last 5 years. Your growth has gone up that 15%. You have peace of mind, not subject to the ups and downs of the financial market. Those are really what people tell us they love about these GSP plan. So if you select to save in a guaranteed savings plan, you're going to select one of these. This is the average levels that you can save at. The change in your contributions is going to be tied to the level you select, not to the financial markets. We also provide a credit rate schedule on our website. It's found, right there on the website, and you can click on it when you're looking at the guaranteed savings plan information. And I highly say that you take a few minutes and do that. But that'll show the actual credit rates at all the Pennsylvania funded schools. Like I say, we base it on the Pennsylvania funded schools, but your children do not have to go to these Pennsylvania schools. They can go anywhere. Here's how it quickly looks. Let's say you put in $5,000 today. Let's say your account grows to $6,900, right? I'm sorry, the market value of your account. The market value, there will be a market value, even though you're saving at a tuition level. The market value of your account might only be $6,500, but because you're saving as according to the way tuition changes over time, if you needed that money, your value would actually be $6,900, not $6,500, because you're saving at tuition inflation rates, not the market value rates, okay? And you only put in $5,000, but we're going to keep pace with that tuition inflation. That's the guaranteed plan. We're going to move on real quickly and look at the investment plan, because I want you to know about this. It's a great plan. I actually have both plans because I like them both and I like to hedge my bets. The PA 529 investment plan is one of only 14 plans nationwide rated by Morningstar to earn the silver or gold. There are 11 silvers, 3 golds in our nation. The rating puts the Pennsylvania 529 among an elite group of best-in-class plans. The Pennsylvania 529 is one of only 3 plans that has experienced this upgrade from neutral to silver in just 2 years. It is a fabulous, fabulous plan. $10 minimum to open, very low fees. We have 17 options that I'm going to talk about here. Here's a look at what the age-based options in our plan have to offer. I know this isn't the prettiest screen, so if you want to, you can go ahead and take a look at our website and you'll see this much more clearly. Plus, it will provide you with more information than I can give you today. There are 3 of these, as I mentioned. I do have one of these myself, but you could select all 3 of these for one beneficiary, right? You could have a conservative, a moderate, and aggressive. I call these set it and forget it. They're very popular options. You don't have to go in and change anything. You just, if your child is 6, you pick one of these, and every 2 years right now, that changes to become more principal protected, less risky over time. You can see aggressive growth portfolio, 100% stocks, but by the time they're ready to go on for future education, they're in the conservative portfolio. So they're set it and forget it. Yes. Do you have a
Ms. Carr,
question?
sorry, it's Tiffany. It is time that we have to stop, actually. I'm sorry.
Okay, I'm so sorry.
No, you're good. But thank you so much for coming on, and I hope everyone got a great opportunity to hear her and listen, and go and hopefully have any more questions. This will be obviously on our website when we put everything up. So if you have any more questions, you can reach out to her. But quickly, I wanted to give you guys the room assignments for next in the chat. I'll put it. So if you're going to be joining Anna Room with the virtual fundraiser, you're going to go to that link. It's the main room link. And if you're going to go on to Jim Janeski's site, which is this is No Strength Without Struggle. That's going to go into room 2. Let me copy and paste it into here. So that's room 2. And also they're encouraging the jackpot for the Reading convention. So if you haven't done anything with the jackpot, you could reach out to Jen Vare and she will get you on that. But thank you so much, Ms. Carr, for coming on. And there's her information. So if you have any more questions, anybody, you could just go right onto her website, or email her. So